All right. I was in a gang. Ask me anything. That's the name of the title. So me personally, I'm not a gang member. I'm not involved in any of that. Never will be. Tight. But let's get straight into it.
Even right now, as we speak, there are some 10, 12, 14-year-olds that's being groomed right now. Most people end up the way they are because they're a
Uh,
product of their environment. And that's 1,000% truth.
If you were alone in a room with a former gang member, what would you ask?
Do you ever feel like you had an
what I asked. I don't know. I put myself on the spot. I don't know why.
normal life?
Have you ever been to jail?
Have you ever killed someone?
What is your favorite song?
Whoa, it's giving cops. You feel me? Feds.
My name is Sabrina. What's your name?
I'm Tyrone, Sabrina.
Tyrone.
So just curious, can I get a little bit of your background?
Start from the beginning.
Well, I'm a former gang member. I was part of the Crip gangs.
Tight.
Being in LA and being in the gang neighborhoods, there's no way to get around it. Either you're going to be a part of it as a victim or you're going to be a part of it as a member. So I chose to be a member. That was the safest route. In the inner city of LA, you have gang members on every block. So if you're a part of a certain gang, that kind of gave you a sense of security.
What age did you start out as a gang member?
Started running with them around 12, but actually got fully accepted around 14.
When you started in the gang, was it something because you wanted to feel like Scarface?
A lot of us grew up in the neighborhood and our brothers and sisters are gang members.
Right.
And we want to be like that.
Right.
We're not looking for that out. We want that reputation that my brother got. He went to jail, you might find it crazy, but a lot of guys growing up looking forward to that. Getting them stripes. That shows that you're serious about that life.
Being a gang member, do you ever feel like you had a normal life?
At the time, I felt normal. Being a gang member at that time, it was like an honor, a badge of honor, honestly.
What was the initiation process like?
Painful. Getting jumped in, you may end up fighting anywhere between 4 to 6 guys. They're cussing you, they're literally beating you up. But as soon as it's over, as soon as it stops, shaking hands and hugging you, and you are now officially a part of this family. A lot of people don't understand why they're trying to hurt you if you're trying to be a part of the gang, but it's basically to see what type of man you are. Can you take some of the things that may happen to you in this situation?
Do you have any gang-related tattoos?
Yeah, I have several.
Do you have a favorite?
Probably my gang name, they call me by my nickname, T-Mac. On the left, it says T-E-E going down the back, and it has Mac on the other side, M-A-C. To this day, I still get called by that name.
For the record, that's a really cool nickname.
So what is a normal day in the life of a gang member?
First thing is on your mind is making some money. We were going to school, we were able to make money in school, selling weed at school, selling dope at school. That became an easy way for a lot of us to make money when we couldn't get money from our parents or if it was just hard times at home.
Have you ever been to jail?
Yeah, been to jail a few times.
Was it regarding your drugs or the gang?
Drugs and as well as robbery and stuff like that came with gangbanging.
Have you ever experienced anyone overdosing over drugs?
I've experienced people overdosing on drugs. I've experienced a lady going in labor,
Oh, wow.
actually having her child on the streets at the time that she was trying to purchase some crack.
Oh my God.
Just for a little bit of dope.
Did that ever make you want to stop selling drugs, or was it kind of just I need my money too?
You have to convince yourself, well, this is what it's going to take for me to survive. You're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not making them do it.
Right.
This is their choice. You give yourself all these reasons to keep doing it without blaming yourself.
Do you remember the first time that you held a gun?
I can remember clear as day. When I graduated middle school, right after my graduation, clear as day, I went to the neighborhood, and the guy that's considered my big homie, his gift to me as a graduation gift was that $22 and $200 worth of crack cocaine. People look at that as a negative, like what type of gift is that? Some crack and a gun, but living that life, that was a great gift.
Yeah.
I felt protected, even though it was a little 22.
Have you ever killed someone?
No, not to my knowledge, no.
That's good. Have you experienced a
That
close
question,
call with
I ain't gonna lie, that question is crazy, bro. You asking a game member, have you ever killed someone? I mean, who would say yes to that? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, in the 80s, drive-by shootings was real prevalent. You can be standing outside, daytime, nighttime, it just didn't matter. They were there that fast and start shooting at us to where we'll get to running and bullets are literally hitting walls in front of us, passing us up. So those are some scary situations in drive-bys because you have no idea where the bullets are going.
Damn.
Do you feel like you've become desensitized to violence?
I think I'm more sensitive to violence that's being done because as cold-hearted as you need to be, a lot of us had remorse, but we couldn't show that. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't show that to the homies. We need to be as non-remorseful and as evil as they are.
Do you ever feel like you were hiding under some sort of facade of masculinity?
Oh, of course. Of course, you have to develop this character. You have to become more tougher. You know, you have to become more what they call harder, less remorseful.
Can't be a puss.
Kind of like not care. And so a lot of times you had to walk around with your chest out. And there were times where I had to put up that real tough guy facade to maybe, scare the hell out of somebody.
How did being in a gang affect your relationships with friends, families, partners?
I literally lived a double life. There's a situation where we had participated in a drive-by shooting. So I walk in the house and the situation that I participated in is actually on the news. My mom's on the phone and she's watching the story on the news. And I'm listening to her tell her friend, oh, it's a shame how these kids killing one another. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, wow, she don't have no idea that her son was just a part of that. And I even get chills talking about that even right now as I speak about it.
In the movies, what do they get wrong and what do they get right?
When you look at gang movies, it's about violence, it's about robbing, it's about killing.
Yeah.
Everything is negative. But the side the movies miss is that camaraderie, that brotherly and that family love. Everybody there has your back, even on
That's
financial
facts.
things and things that you need to get done that you might not be able to get from your family. They'll take care of that for you. That really is your family.
I'm a native of Southern California, so I have ties to gang culture. When you say it means love, but they're going against each other like other gangs, I don't see that being love.
Well, that's because there are reasons that you can only understand as a gang member on why I'm against my brother.
I totally understand, but at the same time, gang culture wasn't intended for that. It was a vigilante type thing intended to protect, like it was in the Bay Area back in the day with the Black Panthers. You're going against each other. It just defeated the purpose to me. Do you agree with that? Because that's not cool.
I agree with it to a certain extent. The black gangs in particular were invented to protect our own neighborhood.
Exactly.
A few people know that CRIP stands for Community Resistance and Progress.
Yes.
So back then, that's
I
what it
really
was
saw
supposed
you
to
know that.
represent.
Is this something that can be fixed?
I don't think that it can ever totally be fixed because the hatred and the dislike runs deep from a long time ago. Some of us can look at it and say, well, no, they killed my brother.
Yeah.
Or they killed my homie. That will never be forgiven.
It needs to be another way. That's all I'm saying.
No, there's nothing good about it.
Yeah.
What was like your moment of like awakening where you were like, oh dang, I gotta switch it up?
There was no particular moment. You don't so much get out of gangs, even when you get in your 40s, your 50s. You're still considered part of that family. You're just doing different
They
things in your
stuck with
life.
you for your life.
Eventually, I went to college. I ended up moving to Oklahoma City. I ended up being a police officer, working in the schools. I can use my experience to show kids that, you can get out of this.
Are you still a cop or?
I'm not a cop no more. Wouldn't go back into that life for nothing in the world. To me, the police officer have their own gangs as well. Police academy is kind of like a brotherhood, just like gangs. And certain things have to stay within those walls. I got to see how they really felt. It could be some racial slurs, it could be some negative things said about us. With me being a part of that life that they hated so much, a lot of things that they said affected me. It bothered me because that was my life.
Did you have to arrest any of your like own homeboys and stuff like that?
Never, because I was never a police officer in LA and I would have never done that. The rule of the streets were more important to me than anything. If I had to arrest a gang member as a police officer, I would have quit.
Dang.
Because that's not what I was there for.
Are you still in contact with anyone from your gang?
Yeah, daily. Just because you change your life, you don't turn your back on your friends or guys that are still caught up. You still have to stay connected because this is a lifetime involvement.
Do you regret having been in a gang?
The only regrets I have from being in the gang would be the hurt that I caused people, because at that time you don't realize the things that you were doing how bad it's affecting people and how bad it can hurt people. My regret would be that I helped this multiply. I helped it spread worldwide. I mean, gangbanging is in places that you would never think now.
Do you think gang culture will ever die out?
Honestly, no. Because even right now, as we speak, there are some young 10, 12, 14-year-olds that's being groomed right now. Most people end up the way they are because they're a product of their environment. And that's 1,000% truth.
If
It's
you're
kind of like
kid-
if you grow up in that environment, but like you already know what to expect, and unless you like you trying your hardest to not really get into that environment, like get into that gang life. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. But especially if your parents is like really in that or on that type of timing or in that life, like you kind of have no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you just have no choice. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, it's just the environment that you're in to make you end up in that gang life.
kids today, or if you do have kids or in the future, if they wanted to join a gang, what would your mindset be as far as that?
My kids are old enough to where they understand and they know that's not the path they should take. They know about the life, they know about my past. They're just proud that I'm not doing it now.
So, final question. What is your favorite song of all time?
California Love by Tupac.
Such a good one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hi.
Hi. Nice
I'm
to meet you.
Sabrina. Nice to meet you.
Sabrina. Nice to meet you.
It's great talking to
All
you.
right, you too, bro. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too,
All right,
man.
for sure.
Nice
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure, brother.
No, pleasure,
Well,
man.
pleasure, man.
Not
It's
a
an
problem,
honor.
bro.
All
Have
right,
a
you
good one,
stay blessed, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think that's a lifestyle that not think I know that's not a lifestyle that I want to be in like at all. But hey, man, that's the end of the video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe if you're new, comment something if you want, turn on notifications, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.